This is an easy space plane to build in Kerbal Space Program. If you're struggling, say on career or science mode, and you don't know the best way to get science, well, this is how. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through how to build this bird and how to use it properly. Let's do this. Alright, so let's head to the spaceplane hangar and let's make this bird, shall we? First of all, let's start off with the Mark 1 cockpit. As we only need one Kerbal. Then we'll add our science. So we'll use the Science Junior. We'll get a payload. We'll get a service bay 1.25 meters. Open that up. Then we'll put a barometer, thermometer, mystery go. There like so. Then think that's all the science we are going to need. Then we'll put on our fuel tank. For that we'll go with this one, the Mark 1 liquid fuel fuselage. So we'll put two of them on. So our center of gravity is going to be around about here. So our middle point. Then we'll put our engine on. Now we want something that can switch between wet and dry, which is the Panther. Next, we want to go with our aerodynamics. So our wings, our tail, our ailerons. Right. For our wings, we are going to go using the delta wings. So we're going to need two of these. And we'll angle them with the angle tool. Or rotate tool, our desired angle, which is 180 degrees. Then we'll put on our surfaces. So as you can see, those would be too big of a surfaces, so these elevator ones are perfect. Let's rotate them into position, like so. Then we'll move them into the correct spot we need them. So we want them a tiny bit down. You can see it's a tiny bit pitched up. Okay. Now what we want to do even more, so we'll take another one. We'll go like so, like so. Then we'll move it into position of what we want it to be. We'll move it right next to the other one. Make sure it's in a line, so a tiny bit down, tiny bit across. There we go. Alright. Next we want to do our tail. This one is actually a lot simpler than what it looks. We'll just get one of these winglets as our tail. We only need one. Have that one there. Have our rotate tool. Kind of rotate it straight. Yep, like so. Then we'll move it a tiny bit over. So as you can see, there's two center lines there. You just measure it up to that one, and you can move it back a tiny bit. Okay. Next, we want to go to our ailerons, our elevators. So there's a couple of things that we could do here. Is we could use these little winglets, which already comes with the surface, which I'm actually going to use, but you can also customize it. So we'll put them in line with the wings. There we go. Okay. So let's turn on our center of mass, which is around about here, which is actually quite good. Our thrust is going to be, so see, we're not too heavy. And our aerodynamic, it is actually going to be going up, which is nice. Okay. Next we need landing gear, otherwise it will be very hard to get off the ground. So we'll put a small landing gear at the front. We'll angle it. like so. And then we'll put 2 medium landing gears on the wings, the very center. Make sure they're about lining of each other. Otherwise, that's not going to be too good. As yes, I have done that before. Yep. Okay. Now we're done. See you on the runway. Alright guys, so we are on the runway. Let's fire up our engine. Let's put it to full. Oh, damn it. Okay, so what happened there is I forgot to put an air intake. So we need an air intake, so we need this bad boy. So what we're going to need to do is center it. There we go. Now this plane should take off. Hopefully. Okay. So let's fire up the engine. And let's put it on. Okay, so airspeed's alive. Go into our cockpit. Let's try and lift off, maybe. Yep. Oh, yeah, maybe. So as you can see, the power's quite good. Put the gear up. I've forgotten how to put up. Yeah, I've forgotten how to do it. There we go. So let's stay at this altitude for a little bit and wait for us to speed up. We will conduct material study as it can act as it is a multi-purpose. Hang on, no, sorry. This one's a multi-purpose. So we'll do our thermometer, log display, log temperature, experiment, close the doors. Okay, as you can see, we are now 300 meters per second. We're going to try and, so I'm going to slightly pitch up. Our goal is to get about there on the atmosphere, so high parts of the atmosphere. See, our speed will start to slow down, but the engine will handle it. So at a certain point, there isn't going to be enough air for this engine here. So keep running. So then we'll just toggle it onto its dry mode. Wet mode, beg your pardon. Wet mode. And then it will take us to where we want to go. And for landing, we're not going to be landing back at Kerbal Space Base. We're going to be doing a water landing. As you can see, we are now passing in the atmosphere, or the lower part of the atmosphere. So our climb rate's pretty good. Our speed is decreasing bit by bit. So I'll try and make our angle where our speed will slowly decrease, but our altitude will also increase. See, our Kerbal's happy. So our speed still is decreasing, but not a hell of a lot, which is what we want. Okay, so we're hitting about 10,000 feet. Normally I would hit the dry mode, but I'm going to go a little bit further. I'm going to go as far as I can. Okay, so now we're in a stable climb, where our speed is going up, our climb rate is going up. It looks like we're going down, but we're actually going up. Okay. So let's toggle our wet mode now. Let's pitch up. hold it about 20 degrees as we pass through stages. Passed over 10,000 feet. Our goal is to get to that point there. So it's on the verge of going to space, but just before space technically. We're in the higher parts of the atmosphere. But this thing actually can go to space. So we may go to space. Kerbal nice and happy. See, our speed is decreasing slowly, so that gave it a little bit of a kick to keep going. So those two fuel tanks really are helping get this bird into space. So this, we'll actually start to pitch our craft slowly a little bit downwards. As you can see, our speed is now increasing a lot more, which means we will probably get a higher climb rate. Let's try and pitch up more so we don't descend. Okay, so we may have just reached this bird's limit. We've reached its limit. Okay, so the one mistake that I did do is that these small crafts, it's harder to get into orbit. So that is one of the mistakes I did. So I'm just going to try and get as far as I can, just pitching it up. Just to try and at least get to about 16,000 feet. Because it is reaching its limit. Keep pitching it up. It is climbing, 5,600. Okay. So that, I think 15,000 feet is the limit. Or 50,000 meters. So now let's so now let's toggle our science. Let's conduct material study. So flying at Kerbal, let's keep experiment. Let's do our grav. Oh, grav scanning can't be done. Let's do another temperature scan. And let's do our mystery goo. Okay. Let's close the doors. Now let's glide back to Kerbal. Let's do crew report. So we can actually submit the data if we want to. We should actually, we'll submit all the data. Okay, so we don't have a comm, so we can't really submit the data, which means I was thinking of a ditching. Jumping out and pulling the parachute, but I don't think it's going to work as we don't really have a comm to submit data, which is the whole point of this exercise. So let's just level ourselves up. Let's just descend rapidly. Our Kerbal's nice and happy. Okay. So we're going to be descending. want to try and get this aircraft, well, in one piece, hopefully, or at least the Mark 1 cockpit connected to the science, so that we don't lose the science. Otherwise, that will be a big bummer. I mean, if I had the time, then I would return back to Kerbal, because we do actually have, well, we have ample enough fuel to do it. So when you guys check this craft out, or when you build it for yourself, you can actually return back to Kerbal. Okay. Now we're going to be building off our speed a tiny bit. Let's try and do this. So we'll put I forgot the button to extend the gear. Of course I have. To extend that gear as well. Even though we're going on the water, it just helps to slow us down. So let's just go to actually stall speed. So as you can see, it is descending. So now we just need to go to stall speed and lose more speed. At this, okay, so we are getting about stall speed. At the very end, I'll do one final okay. Like so. Like so. Perfect! Okay, so our spacecraft is perfect. Let's do an EVA. Let's grab ourselves a surface sample. An EVA report. Let's board again. And perfect. Let's recover the vessel. Now guys, this won't actually give me it won't give me any science data because I'm playing on Sandbox, but for you guys it will. And anyway, that is the end of the video. If you have enjoyed, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, as it really does help out the channel. And also like the video, as you know, it helps me out and it tells me that you want to see more Kerbal Space Program. And I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.